Hey folks, JD here, and today we've got a subscriber requested video. This is from Telephony. So this is the Hogs Supernova, and it is a gravity defying hand controlled quadcopter. So what do we mean by that? Well, I think it's more of a technologically advanced Heliball than anything. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a look at it. Oh, that looks interesting. And he asked me to get this because he wanted to know my opinion on it and whether or not it's going to be... Oh wow, look at that manual. My god, that manual is huge. And whether or not I like it. So let's have a quick look at this. This is intriguing. Look at this. It's an orb, totally enclosed orb with a quadcopter in the centre. So you've got your quad there, you've got your 4 propellers, quite easy, quite standard. You've got around the outside, you've got quite a few sensors by the look of it. You've got your main sensor on the underside here, just inside that little box there is your main sensor. Now I don't know whether these on the outside here are sensors also, or if they're just there for show. We'll soon find out when we take her up. But essentially, this is it. So you control it with your hand. So I'm guessing it's a little bit like a Heliball in so much that when you have your hand underneath it, it'll go up, and when you remove your hand, it'll come down. But there are also tricks with this. So there are 50 tricks in total. 9 of them which are known as super tricks for you to master. So I'd be quite intrigued to see exactly how they work and if I can make them do it. Probably I can't, but we'll give it a go and see exactly how it pans out. So this is a 50-minute charge time, which will give you 5 to 7 minutes of indoor use only. Now it is indoor use, as I say, and honestly I don't think that's going to be a bad thing. Now on the underside, where you've got this here, this main sensor, at the top here you've got your on and off button. It's a slider. So, that's on. Okay, good. It hasn't done anything for the second. So, I'm going to just knock that off. LEDs on the top here coming out of this orb. That's quite nice. I like this orb that it's surrounded in. It's really nice and squishy. But it does give you enough protection for your hands, because the propellers on the inside shouldn't come anywhere near you. Wherever the propellers cross, you have this nice little blanking plate here, which is just a little bit thicker plastic. And that then just ensures that you can't get your hand in there and you don't get chopped by these little brushed motors. Now, I'm quite intrigued to see how that does. You've got a micro USB cable connector there as well, which should be enough for you to charge that. In this pack, you also get your USB charger, 4 spare propellers, as well as a little, what's that? A little do's and don'ts card, it looks like. Do charge properly. Oh no, it is the support card inside there. And then you also get this manual, which is colossal. It's multilingual, it goes into a lot of detail, how to use it, how to turn it on and off, how to charge it. I would 100% recommend you read this, as well as how to master some of these tricks. And what the trick zone is as well. Very interesting. I'm going to have a good read of that. Right, so that's the Hogs Supernova. Looks very, very basic, but I think this is actually going to be quite a lot of fun. I can't wait to try that out. So I think, folks, what we're going to do is I'm going to try this out and let you know exactly what it's like. But I'm really looking forward to it. All right then, my friends, let's get on to the flight test. All right then, my friends, let's try the Supernova. So there's a couple of ways I've been reading that you can start this. First of all, you've got to turn her on. And then I've seen people throw it up in the air and it just starts to fly. As easy as that. Now, I have got a lot of obstacles in here, but these little red orbs at the side and at the front, they are... What's it going to do? They are sensors. So, my hand underneath it, it rises up ever so slowly. Now, you can put your hands either side and it can perform little tricks, but you can also grab it and position it to wherever you want it to be. Now, if you hold it for a couple of seconds, it turns off. If you flick it upside down, it turns off. Oh, come on. Have I then got to turn it off and turn it back on, maybe? Yes, I do. When it goes green, then you can flick it up and it's the way to go. Now, these little sensors either side it can perform little stunts, it can move around. Obviously with that orb around it as well, it's anti-collision. But the thing is, let's grab it. Hand underneath it, it raises up ever so slowly. Let's see if I can bring it back to me. One hand at the back should bring it back to me. There we are. And then a hand at the side, and then a hand at the other side, and then you can push it around the place. It is a little bit tricky. It's not easy. Wow, it's loud as well. It's very loud. It also reads your body. So you can push it, force push, and you can push it away from you. You can pull it towards you as well, just by having your hand around the back, and you can push it in your direction. I like the idea of no transmitter indoor quadcopters like this. They're a bit of fun, especially ones that can perform tricks as well. Now, I don't know which other tricks this can perform. I had read a lot of them, but no? Okay. I had read that you can do a load of different ones, but I can't seem to get it to go. But with this little orb on it, it's pretty cool. You can slap it, and if it hits anything, it'll just come straight back to you. You can push it, hand underneath it. These sensors work, and they work well, but I think the processing system is quite slow. So if you notice, when I move my hand, it takes a couple of seconds for it to actually read where it is. And then you can push it back to yourself, sometimes by actually pushing the orb, and other times just by moving your hand next to a sensor. Ooh, sorry lizards. And you're going to move yourself back around. But likewise, it's quite a little bit of fun. I think it'd be better once you learn all the tricks. You know, because for the second I can just make it spin. There's nothing really else I can do with it at this moment. But you can, if you learn those tricks properly, you can have a nice little bit of time with it. And it looks quite cool, I gotta be honest, it looks really cool, especially in that orb. All nicely compacted into there. But wow, it's loud, really is loud. But you know what? I think if you actually learn some of the tricks, I'll do a video on some of the tricks and see whether I can get it to actually do anything properly. Because it's meant to be able to do flips and meant to be able to do no end of little things. I think that would be quite fun. But so far, it's working really well. At least all the sensors are working. Every single sensor is working and working well. But it is slow. You do have that couple of second reaction where you've got to hold your hand there and then it'll pick up on where you are. But can you fling it? No, you can't. If you try and fling it, it'll knock itself off. So for that, turn it back off, turn it back on, throw it up into the air once it goes green. And we're off. And it goes nuts. That was my fault, I threw too high. But it's green again. So it's calibrated again. So then I should, there we are, be able to just turn it up. That's what I like, is that you can just give it a bit of punishment and it'll just sort itself out. Ooh. Battery's red, so there we go, that's it. Oh, battery's dead. But that's a bit of fun. Right, now we've seen it in action, my next thing is to learn a couple of tricks and come back in a little while with some tricks. These motors are really quite warm. Yeah, they're really quite warm. The battery itself is cold. the quadcopter itself is cold. So the electronics aren't sweltering, so there's enough gaps inside here and enough aeration for that to actually keep itself cool. But these motors, they're not hot, but they are noticeably warm, a lot more than what you get from your standard average nano quadcopter indoors. But then again, I have been pushing this around a bit, so I would expect those to be quite warm, but it's nice that they've got this huge gap down both sides in order to cool themselves. Next step, my friends, learn a couple of tricks. I'm going to come back and show you them and see if I can impress you with them. Alright then, my friends, well, thank you ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.